Hello my lovelies, I hope you're all doing so well. Today is the first in a new series of videos on health issues based around chronic pain and fatigue conditions. My videos used to be more based around fibromyalgia, but obviously the more I've thought about it, I've realised I'm talking about one condition where I should be really focusing on the bigger picture, because I don't just have fibromyalgia. I have CFS, I have arthritis, I have an underactive thyroid, so you never have just one thing. So I decided that I wanted to broaden the scope a bit. I wanted to discuss what it's like living as me. I wanted to discuss different things that are going on in the world of chronic pain. But today I wanted to sit down and answer a question that I get all the time. And that question, as you can see from the title, is how do I work and manage my life as well? I have to say right from the get-go, it's not easy. There are a lot of things that are sacrificed to allow me to work. This time 2 years ago, I honestly didn't ever think that I would be able to work again. I was so exhausted. I slept most of the time. I was in pain to the extent that I probably cried every single day with the pain. And I'm never going to be 100% better. That's never going to happen. I am in a better place now than I was then. And that has a few reasons behind how I actually got to the stage that I'm at now. But I did start off slowly. I didn't jump straight into working full time. And that is the most important thing that I think that anybody has to look at whenever they're going to start going back to work, is the fact that you should never jump straight back into working full time, because you have to build your body up to do that. And working has not been without its setbacks for me as well. I have had days where I've physically and mentally not been able to get out of bed, so I've had to cancel my appointments and rearrange things so that I can just stay at home in bed the whole day. But I'm glad that I have gone back to work. That's the most important thing that I can stress to you. I could have stayed at home and lived off sick pay for the rest of my life, but I didn't want to do that. I was only turning 30. I just had so much more I wanted to give. And obviously, one of the biggest factors for me is I work for myself, so I don't have anybody else to answer to. So if I do have to call in sick, not even call in sick because I am, I don't call myself, but if I do have to reschedule things, if I do have to change things around, then it's on me. I decide that. I don't have somebody who's going to sit me down in a meeting and say, well, what can we do to fix this? And that was something that I knew was going to be really important whenever I was going back to work, was that I didn't have that stress. And I honestly don't think that I would be able to do it if it wasn't for the fact that I don't have a boss. I don't have someone who's going to be breathing down my neck if I'm off once a month, or if I'm late into work and things like that. But I will say that there are a lot of things in my life that are sacrificed because I work. And one of the things that is sacrificed is my social life. I don't really go out and see friends. I don't really do an awful lot. I make up for that by the fact that I am a beautician. I see people on a daily basis. I get to chat. I get to have a laugh. I get to know new people. So it's okay that I don't get out an awful lot. I do speak to my friends and family. I do get to see my family, not as much as I would like to. And hopefully someday that will be easier to do. But having a social life and going out for coffee and dinner and whatever, that did have to be sacrificed whenever I started working again, especially whenever I started running my own salon, because there's more to it than just being in work obviously there's so much else to think about whenever I'm not at work. There's appointments, there's accounts, there's admin. There is so much to it. It is something that is always on my mind. So yes, I do have a job that is stressful because I run a salon. So although as a beautician, it's not physically or mentally demanding, well, it takes a lot out of you, but it's different. But the fact that I run the place, that does add a lot more stress to it. And some people do think it's mad that I run my own salon, considering I am as sick as I am. But I absolutely love what I do, and I think that is something that's very important to me because I am so passionate about it and because I love it so much. It gives me that drive, it gives me that focus, it gives me something to get out of the bed for. So although I do sacrifice my social life outside of work, I do get a lot of social in work. So that's something that it makes it okay for me. And I have met some lovely people through my videos here and also through my chronic pain and fatigue support group on Facebook. That has been something that has really, really helped me, and I know it's helping other people too. I'll pop a link down below to that if you want to pop over and join, because I do think it's something that is very, very beneficial to people, is to have a support group. And our group is nearly 6,000 people in it, and there's so many people who really need the support and friendship, and it's just something that I'm so glad it's thriving. But anyway, one of the other things that people ask, how do you cope with housework as well as sorting out your salon? Well, I have to be honest, my housework does suffer. My husband has been incredibly, incredibly helpful, and without him I would be so lost because he does so much for me. He does more housework than I do, which I do feel bad for, but in sickness and in health, you know, we made those vows nearly 6 years ago, and it has really stood for us because for the whole time we've been married, I have been sick. In fact, for a lot of our relationship, I have been sick. But he does help out so much, and because there is days where things need done around the house that I physically cannot do, you know, he does understand, and he is very, very supportive on this. But in answer to the how do you cope with housework as well as running a shop, I don't. That is something, Thomas and I work very much hand in hand with the home because there's no other way around it. So, you know, my house is never dirty, but it does get a bit cluttered sometimes, and that's okay. You know, it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be sitting like a show home. So it is something I had to come to terms with a while back, was that I wasn't going to be able to do all the housework and everything as well. But the other side of that is there was a time where I wasn't able to do anything at all. So anything I can do is a bonus compared to, you know, even 2 years ago. Sometimes people ask me about the tiredness as well and what happens on days where the fatigue hits. And there have been days where it has hit so bad that I've had to contact some of my clients and say, look, I'm really not doing well. Can we change your appointment to tomorrow or later in the week? And the thing is, whenever new clients come in, throughout their first appointment, I do explain to them just about my illness and everything. And for the most part, I never ever have to probably cancel their appointments or anything, but just in case I do. But I do find that I can tell if I'm gonna have a bad few days, so I'll maybe make my load a wee bit lighter in work. It's all about finding that balance, and I am still learning, I'm still trying. I know I'll get there eventually, but for now I am just doing my best, and I'm loving absolutely loving being back at work, and I don't know how many years I'm going to be able to work for. I don't know if my health is going to bottom out again like it did before. I don't know any of these things, but what I do know is until the day where I can't work anymore, I am going to make the most of it, because it has been an amazing experience so far. And as I said, it's not without its trials and stresses and issues, but being able to get out and work has been something that has really helped me. It has given me focus. It has given me something to do. The first thing that really did help me was my YouTube channel, because it gave me something to focus on. It gave me purpose, and that helped me get into the mindset of getting back to work and really pushing for making my life different. And although I have to get up in the morning and take a cocktail of medication before I even do that, I am okay with that, because I know that just a few years ago I could hardly even get out of bed. It is amazing the difference that a couple of years have made to my life, and I am enjoying every second of it, through the pain, through the fatigue, just through it all. I am really enjoying it. And I know people do now assume because I'm back at work that I'm just okay, and that isn't the case. I do still have to get up off my chair every half an hour and stretch myself out. I do have to take time out in the air just to refocus, and this is the thing, I just know now the things that I can do to help myself get through the day. I always make sure I take my medication on time, because if I don't, well, that's going to set me back for the next couple of days as well. I am doing my best to try and get as much rest as possible, but that is something we'll talk about in another video. But guys, don't lose hope. If there's something that you really, really want to do, just fight for it. I promised my father-in-law, whenever he convinced me to get back into studying and learning to be a beautician, I promised him that I would be the best that I could be. And I watched my father-in-law get up and go, walk the dog, do shopping and all this sort of stuff while he was dying of cancer. And that really shook me to my core, because I thought, well, if he can do that while he's dying, I can get up and go to work. I can get up and do this. And as I said, although there's days where I'm in so much pain I could just cry all day, I still try and push for that. And I know that every day won't be easy, but I am in this to win. And I'm not going to let this chronic pain and fatigue condition that I have, I'm not going to let it win. I'm not going to let it defeat me. I am going to be the one that wins the war in the end. It can win a battle, it can win a couple of battles, but it will not win the war, because I'm stronger than that. And maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and I won't feel so strong, but deep down I know that I can do this, and I have a supportive family. My husband is amazing, and that helps me. That really, really helps me. And you guys that watch my videos, and those of you on my chronic pain group, you guys are so important to me. You give me purpose as well. You give me a reason to fight for this, because I want to show you guys that it can be done. And I know that that's not going to be the case for everybody, and I know one day that it might not be the case for me anymore. But for now, I am out there. I have no social life outside of work. My housework is affected, but I am working. Maybe one day I'll swap over and I'll do the housework instead of working, but for now, I'm enjoying getting out there. But anyway, guys, I have a lot more videos that are going to be coming up. I'm going to be talking about different things. I want to do another video on what fibro fog is, because that one was an incredibly long video, so I want to cut that down a wee bit and see how we go from there. But if there's anything that you would like to see in this series of videos, just pop a wee message down below and let me know what you would like to see video wise. And don't forget to check out the chronic pain group and my vlog videos as well, because I started doing those again. But yeah, so anyway guys, I love you all so much. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more. Love yous. Bye.